We will discuss 5 habits that truly changed my life in just 1 week. Yes, you heard that right, just in 1 week. I know this may sound too good to be true, but I guarantee this is not just ordinary tips that you often hear. These are honest and real habits that I implemented into my daily routine. I experienced struggles, breakthroughs, and victories, and the transformation I underwent was truly extraordinary. I can't wait to share this experience with you because its impact has been significant in my life, and I believe it can also bring positive change for you. Do you want to boost your productivity, mental health, or simply make positive changes in your everyday life? These habits can help you achieve that. So, grab a cup of coffee, make yourself comfortable, and let's get started. Trust me, you'll want to stick around until the end because these habits are not just theoretical, they are practical steps you can apply today. I will share some personal stories and insights from my journey, giving you an honest perspective on how these habits worked for me. Without further ado, let's begin. Habit 1. Waking up early. The first habit that changed my life is waking up early. To be honest, I am not someone who enjoys waking up early. My bed is my best friend, and I often hit the snooze button more times than I can count. My mornings are usually chaotic, and I feel like I start the day on the wrong foot. However, I decided to try waking up early, and believe me, it was a turning point. I started by setting my alarm for 5 a.m. The first few days were very difficult. I remember how hard it was to drag myself out of bed, feeling sleepy and doubting this decision. However, I kept going, and by the 3rd day, something amazing happened. I began to appreciate the tranquility of the morning. There is something magical about waking up before everyone else, while the world is still calm. With the extra hour in the morning, I found time to do things I had never done before. I started my day with a bit of light exercise, not too intense, just stretching or a short jog. This not only woke me up, but also energized me for the rest of the day. I also took time to meditate and set intentions for the day. This moment of mindfulness greatly influenced my mindset and productivity. One surprising benefit of waking up early is that I no longer felt rushed. I had enough time to enjoy a healthy breakfast, sip my coffee slowly, and plan my day. This unhurried start created a positive atmosphere throughout the day. I felt more organized, less stressed, and had greater control over my time. One particularly memorable experience was when I watched the sunrise from my balcony. It was a simple yet incredibly beautiful moment as the sky changed colors and the world slowly woke up. I felt a deep sense of gratitude and peace. That was when I truly understood the power of waking up early. Although waking up early may not be for everyone, I encourage you to give it a try, even just for a week. Start by waking up 15 minutes earlier than your usual time and gradually increase it. You might be surprised by the positive impact you'll feel. Having a better life is not just about having more time, but about using that time to create a more meaningful life. Habit 2. Daily exercise. Next, daily exercise is the second habit that changed my life. I have to be honest, I haven't always been an active person. I often made excuses to avoid exercise like I'm too tired or I'll start tomorrow. However, one day I decided to change this habit. I committed to moving every day for a week, and the results were amazing. I started small, just 20 minutes a day, mixing yoga, jogging, and strength training. I wanted to keep the workouts interesting so I wouldn't get bored quickly. The first few days were tough. My muscles ached, and I felt tired. However, I remembered my goal: to feel better physically and mentally. By the 4th day, something incredible happened. I woke up feeling more energetic, my mood improved, and I became more positive. I realized that those 20 minutes of exercise were not just about burning calories or building muscles. They gave me time to focus on myself, release stress, and boost my endorphins. One morning, as I tied my shoelaces for jogging, I felt a freedom and clarity I hadn't experienced in a long time. Just me, an open road, and my thoughts. That sense of connection with myself and my surroundings was empowering. I also began to see physical changes. My posture improved, I felt stronger, and my fitness increased. However, the biggest change was in my mindset. Exercise became a time for self-care, not just a chore. One interesting experience was when I tried yoga for the first time. At first, I was hesitant, but after a few sessions, I fell in love with yoga. Yoga taught me to be present, breathe deeply, and listen to my body. It was a transformative experience that went beyond physical benefits. Incorporating daily exercise into my routine made me realize that caring for my body directly affects my mental health and happiness. So if you are like me and struggle to get started, I suggest starting small. Find an activity you enjoy, whether it's dancing, hiking, or brisk walking. Commit to a few minutes a day and gradually increase it. Trust me, the benefits you feel will be worth the effort. Habit 3. Journaling. The third habit is journaling. In the past, I thought journaling was only for people with a lot of free time or those who are introspective. I was skeptical. Who has time to write about their day when so much is happening? However, a week of consistent journaling changed my perspective and became the foundation of my personal growth journey. I started with something simple. Every night before bed, I dedicated 10 minutes to writing. I bought a plain notebook and a comfortable pen, no fancy apps and no pressure to make it look pretty, just me and my thoughts. On the first night, I stared at the blank page, unsure of what to write. However, I started with the basics: how my day went, what made me happy, and what I struggled with. Over time, I began to delve deeper. I wrote about my goals, fears, dreams, and insecurities. It was like talking to myself, and that's when the magic happened. I started noticing patterns in my thoughts and behaviors. I realized that some things I worried about were actually beyond my control, while others were areas where I could take actionable steps. One night, I wrote about a very stressful day at work. By pouring my thoughts onto the page, I was able to process my emotions better. I noted what stressed me out and how I could do better next time. This act of reflection helped me gain clarity and feel more in control of my emotions. Another powerful aspect of journaling is tracking my progress, noting small wins and achievements, no matter how minor. Looking back at these entries gave me a sense of satisfaction and motivation to keep moving forward. I also began adding a gratitude section to my journal, writing down 3 things I was grateful for each day. This practice of gratitude shifted my focus from what was lacking in my life to appreciating what I already had. If you've never tried journaling, I highly recommend you start. Don't worry about writing perfectly, just write whatever comes to mind. It can be a stream of consciousness, a summary of the day, or reflections on specific events. Give yourself the freedom to express whatever you're feeling. You might be surprised by how much clarity and peace you will feel. Habit 4. Mindful eating. The 4th habit is mindful eating. This was a significant change for me because, like many people, I used to eat on the go and didn't pay attention to my intake. My meals were often rushed, eaten while scrolling through my phone or working on my laptop. I didn't realize the impact it had on my health until I tried mindful eating for a week. Mindful eating means giving full attention to the eating experience, both inside and outside the body. It's about savoring every bite, noticing the flavors, textures, and sounds of the food. I started by creating a pleasant atmosphere for eating. I cleared the table, set up a comfortable spot, and removed distractions. No phones, TVs, or laptops. At first it felt strange, but soon it became a calming ritual. One of the first things I noticed was how much more enjoyable my food was. I took the time to truly savor each meal. Foods I had eaten hundreds of times before suddenly tasted new and delightful. For example, the crunch of fresh vegetables and the sweetness of ripe fruits became much more pronounced. Another major change was that I felt more satisfied after eating. By eating slowly, I gave my body time to signal when it was full. This was very different from my habit of often eating quickly and ending up overeating. I also began to notice how food affected my feelings. Processed foods made me feel sluggish, while fresh foods energized me. With this awareness, I could make healthier choices without feeling deprived. I also recognized my emotional relationship with food. I began to identify when I ate out of boredom or stress rather than hunger. Replacing snacking with other activities like talking to a friend or taking a break became easier. One night, when I felt like having something sweet after dinner, I paused and asked myself if I was really hungry. It turned out I wasn't hungry, so I opted for a warm cup of herbal tea instead. Incorporating mindful eating into my life has been a transformative experience. It helped me develop a healthier relationship with food and improve my overall well-being. If you're interested in trying mindful eating, start with one meal a day. Sit down without distractions, take deep breaths, and savor every bite. You may be surprised by how this simple practice can transform your eating experience. Habit 5. Limiting screen time. The last habit is limiting screen time. This is important because we live in a digital world where it's easy to get caught up in hours of scrolling through social media or binge-watching shows. I realized that excessive screen time negatively impacted my mental health, productivity, and sleep. So I decided to set some boundaries. I started by limiting 1 hour of non-work-related screen time each day. This meant no aimless scrolling on Instagram, no endless YouTube watching, and no late-night TV. Initially, it was difficult because I was used to filling my time with screens, but I knew it was important to make a change. The first thing I noticed was how much free time I had. By reducing screen time, I rediscovered old hobbies and interests I had neglected. I started reading books, drawing, and trying out new recipes. One night, instead of watching TV, I decided to take a walk in the park. The fresh air and sounds of nature were refreshing, so different from the lethargy I often felt after spending too much time in front of a screen. Another significant change was the quality of my sleep. I used to bring my phone to bed and scroll through social media until I felt sleepy. This habit disrupted my sleep. After limiting screen time, especially before bed, I found it easier to relax. I started reading physical books, meditating, or reflecting on my day before sleeping. This made my sleep more restful and boosted my overall energy. I also noticed an improvement in my mental health. Without the latest news and comparisons on social media, I felt calmer and more present. I was more focused when talking to others and more engaged in my daily activities. One memorable day, I spent the afternoon at a local cafe with a book and pen, jotting down thoughts and planning goals. It was a very peaceful and productive time, free from digital distractions. Of course, there are times when I'm tempted to revert to old habits. However, whenever I feel the urge to reach for my phone, I remind myself of the benefits I've experienced and shift to a more fulfilling activity. Limiting screen time doesn't mean eliminating technology from your life, but creating a healthier balance. If you feel overwhelmed, try setting screen time limits. Start small, perhaps by reducing 1 hour a day, and build from there. Use the extra time to reconnect with yourself and those around you. Those are the 5 habits that have changed my life in a week. It has been an incredible experience, not just applying these habits, but also sharing them with you. Each of these habits has the potential to create positive change in your life. If you feel inspired by any of these habits, I encourage you to try them for yourself. Start small, perhaps with one habit, and see how it feels. Adapt it to your lifestyle and needs. Remember, the goal is not perfection, but progress, making small, manageable changes that accumulate into significant transformation over time. I would love to hear about your experiences, so please comment below to share the habits you want to adopt or any questions you have. Your feedback and stories mean a lot to this community. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you won't miss our upcoming content. We have more insights and tips that you'll want to get. Share this video with friends or family who might benefit from these habits. It could make a big difference in their lives. Thank you so much for watching. Remember, small changes can lead to big results. Let's continue to grow, keep evolving, and turn our daily routines into great moments of self-improvement. See you in the next video. Stay awesome.